Datta. Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru 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 Datta.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyay Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadguru Bhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta, Happy New Year, and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Barup
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Happy New Year everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadgurudeva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this show, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him. Please join Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji now in worship.
श्री गणेशाय नमः, श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः, श्री पादवल्लभ नरसिंह सरस्वती, श्री गुरुदत्तात्रेयाय नमः, श्री गणपति सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीभूयुत श्रीहरिचिह्निताभ्याम् अगस्त्यरेखादिभिरञ्चिताभ्याम् निगूढबीजाक्षरमुद्रिताभ्याम् नमो नमः सद्गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। गणपति गुरुमेकं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं, विबुधनिवहसेव्यं योगमार्गाधिरूढं, शरणमुपगतानामार्तिसङ्घाद्रिवज्रं मम हृदयनिवासं भक्तिनम्रो नमामि, भक्तिनम्रो नमामि।
Once again everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's edition of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Ramlal Educational Institute of number 12 Exchange Lots Couver, Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, and Kokay Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando.
Today, the Dashavatara series continues here on Datta Arpanam. Last week, inspired by the beginning of the prayer offered by Prahalada when he was in the presence of the physical form of Lord Narasimha, we heard the story of another devotee who was also rescued by Lord Sri Hari. We heard the story of the elephant Gajendra.
Today we will recap the words uttered by Prahalada thus far, and we will also hear what more that child devotee said as he humbly offered worship to Lord Narasimha.
First though, please join Pujya Appaji in worshipping Lord Ganapati. You are invited to open the Bhajan Mala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com, enter Bhajan ID number 25, and with love in your heart, sing along.
Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam 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 Pranavasvarupam Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Ganaraja Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Pranamami Girija Shivanandanandanam Pranamami Girija Shivanandanandanam Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam Pranavasvarupam Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Pranamami Girija Shivanandanandanam Pranamami Girija Shivanandanandanam Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam Pranavasvarupam Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Ganaraja Yogi Ganavandya Padam Pranamami Girija Sri Satchidananda Sri Satchidananda Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam Pranavasvarupam Panirajabhusham Animadisiddhiprad Sri Vignarajam
That bhajan, composed and rendered by Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, was set to Rishyaketu Priya Ragam. Rishiketa Priya Raga is often the raga of the first piece of music which Pujya Sri Swamiji plays at his concerts of music for meditation and healing, because that raga purifies the surroundings where it is played. May this coming year, 2024, be a year when not only our external surroundings are clean, but may our minds and intellects also be purified.
You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Swamiji and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokay Supermart Limited. As we prepare for today's contemplation, you are invited to please join in worshipping Naranarayana Maharishis, Goddess Saraswati, and Sage Vyasa. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayeta.
Last week you heard that when he came before Lord Narasimha, Prahalada, with love overflowing from his heart, commented on his inability to fully extol the glories of this Lord. But recognizing that the Lord saved Gajendra, an elephant, Prahalada spoke of how it could neither be knowledge, wealth, birth in a good lineage, beauty, penance, mastery over the senses, physical strength, radiance, capacity, diligence, intelligence, nor yogic austerities which please Bhagavan. After all, the Supreme Lord was pleased with the elephant Gajendra purely because of that elephant's deep devotion.
Gazing worshipfully at Lord Narasimha, Prahalada continued to speak with words that teach us all valuable lessons. He said to the Lord, "O Lord, the low-class butcher who has completely surrendered his speech, mind, actions, wealth, and life to you is far superior to a Brahmin with the 8 traits mentioned earlier, those 8 traits being knowledge, wealth, strength, etc. And listeners, here we are being taught that noble qualities are of little to no use to us when devotion is absent. Someone who has just a little bit of devotion within him is superior to the noble person who has 0 devotion."
Prahalada continued by saying, "Lord, you gain nothing from the worship offered to you by devotees. Yet still, because you are the ever-compassionate Lord, you accept the worship offered by the devotees, even though it is offered by them solely for their benefit." And listeners, here is a very practical lesson we must always remember. We should never feel, I donated this or I donated that towards Guru's mission or towards this temple or towards that murti. What can we give that has not been given to us by God or Guru? Guru accepts our gifts not because it is in his best interest to do so, but because we gain punya or merit by giving, and so he is actually facilitating that blessing.
At the same time, it is important to remember, as Sri Krishna taught in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and as Pujya Sri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji just recently reiterated, your punya or merit increases if you do not take credit for a good deed. So, do what you are doing with the Ishvara Arpanam mindset. Do it with the mindset of it being an offering to God or Guru, and do it also without an attachment to some outcome. Do not let good actions or prayers be part of some trade-off or barter. Accept whatever good or bad comes your way as prasadam from God, knowing that you are always looked after.
As Pujya Appaji has said, human beings perform worship so that they are blessed with happiness, good health, etc. Their worship is therefore aimed at their own benefit. They do not surrender the fruits of their worship to God. It is only with an aim of fulfilling some desire that they undertake worship, feeding the hungry, charitable activities, yajnas, etc. But the real puja is puja which is performed without any desire or expectation of any form. That is the only worship which is fully received by the Lord.
Listeners, each and every one of us should cultivate this habit of worshipping or performing good deeds without any expectation of rewards. Chant mantras without any expectation. Then, as Puja Appaji has taught, even if the Lord is not visible to you, you will not feel the need to pray for that darshana, as selfless prayer leads to you merging with the Lord.
Appaji has said that if the Lord appears, then it is apparent that the devotee had some desire to be fulfilled. After all, wanting the Lord to manifest before you is also a desire, isn't it? So perform your worship even without such expectation, without the desire for a particular outcome, because desire binds us. It binds us to the cycle of birth and death. You heard about vasanas recently on Datta Arpanam. Well, desires lead to vasanas, which lead to rebirth. Appaji has said that when a prayer is laden with desire, it does not reach God. The moment your desire is fulfilled, your penance would have yielded fruit, and the balance, your punya or merit balance or your penance balance, gets exhausted. Your penance account is nullified then and there. How then can such penance based on desire, be classified as an offering to God?
Every time we desire something, the worship gets offset against the reward received. So then, what have we really offered? We have not offered anything to Him. Only the mantra which is chanted without any expectation can be offered to Him. Only the yajnas and other good deeds which are performed without any desire are true offerings to Him.
So everyone, to offer your daily worship to God or Guru, continue your worship with the same dedication, but offer the complete results of the worship to Him. Develop the thought that I do not seek any punya or merit from this good deed. Only then can we obtain the true rewards of that meritorious deed. And even knowing this, we must be careful. We should not say, I am offering the fruits of this worship to God, because then I will be blessed. No. Who are we fooling with such thoughts or such words? Be careful. Practice selfless prayer.
In fact, let us practice selfless prayer right now as we once again join our voices in Nama Sankirtanam. Please open the Bhajanmala app or website, enter Bhajan ID number 2230 and join in singing the Pallavi and final Charanam of this breathtaking Devi Bhajan.
शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि किङ्कर शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि पावन पावनि पाहि शाम्भवि पाहि सदा पावन पावनि पाहि शाम्भवि पाहि सदा किङ्कर शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि किङ्कर शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि जन संतति हृदय गते बिलगरि राग श्रुति मुदिते सज्जन संतति हृदयगते विलहरि राग श्रुति मुदिते कुङ्कुमार्चनरते पूते सच्चिदानन्ददे गीते कुङ्कुमार्चनरते पूते सच्चिदानन्ददे गीते सच्चिदानन्ददे गीते किङ्कर शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि किङ्कर शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि किङ्कर शङ्करि पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि पुरगर जाये पाहि.
That bhajan caresses the soul the way a mother's embrace caresses a crying baby. What a beautiful, beautiful bhajan, composed and rendered by Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji. You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Shri Swamiji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. Today you've been hearing what it is that Prahlada said to Lord Narasimha after that Lord rescued him from the clutches of Hiranyakashipu. You have also been hearing of important lessons to be learnt from Prahlada's prayer.
Prahlada humbly continued by saying, O Lord, although I am an insignificant person, I will, to the best of my abilities and intelligence, try to narrate your divine glories. Because of feelings of I and mine, living beings get totally trapped in worldly bondages. But O Lord, such a living entity who is trapped in this way, such a being becomes pure by singing your divine glories.
Listeners, repeatedly, Paramapujya Shri Swamiji has said that Nama Sankirtana is the surest way to moksha or liberation in the age of Kali. Well, here, Srimad Bhagavatam, Pujya Appaji, Prahlada, they are all explaining this to us, breaking it down so that we better understand the truth behind this statement. Singing the glories of God purifies our minds, and purification of the mind is one of the steps in the path towards liberation. But an important point to remember is what you heard earlier. For that purification to happen, we must adopt the mindset of a karma yogi. We must offer worship selflessly without seeking some reward in return.
Let us once again engage in such worship as we join once again in Nama Sankirtanam. Please open the Bhajanmala app, enter Bhajan ID number 245, and join Trinidadian-born Ashok Yankaran in worshipping Lord Datta.
नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे सजन सांगा मैं करो रे, भजन करो रे, भजन करो रे। श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे। श्याम कहो नाम जपो राधा बोल रे, श्याम कहो नाम जपो राधा बोल रे, राधा राधा श्याम कहो नाम जपो राधा बोल रे, श्याम कहो नाम जपो राधा बोल रे, श्री रमण वासुदेव भजन करो रे, श्री रमण वासुदेव भजन करो रे, भजन करो रे, भजन करो रे, भजन करो रे, भजन करो रे। श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे। हरे राम हरे कृष्ण नाम जपो रे, हरे राम हरे कृष्ण नाम जपो रे, गोविंद सच्चिदानंद भजन करो रे, गोविंद सच्चिदानंद भजन करो रे, गोविंद गोविंद सच्चिदानंद भजन करो रे, गोविंद सच्चिदानंद भजन करो रे, गोविंद सच्चिदानंद भजन करो रे, गोविंद सच्चिदानंद भजन करो रे। श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे। श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे। श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, श्री गुरु दत्ता जय गुरु दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, नाम जपो रे दत्ता नाम जपो रे, दत्ता नाम जपो रे।
A powerful bhajan delivered in a powerful voice by devotee Ashok Yankaran. You are listening to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Paramapujya Dr. Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
Datta Arpanam comes to you at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time every Sunday right here on 103.1 FM through the grace of Puja Sri Swamiji and thanks to the sponsorship by Debe Supermart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Valini's Drug Mart Limited and Kokie Supermart Limited. Special thanks go out to them, as they do to you, dear listener, for sharing this Sunday morning Sandhya hour with us.
Today we have been hearing the wise yet humble words of that great devotee of Lord Sri Hari, Prahalada. Prahalada may have been only a child, but his words continue to be an inspiration to us. He said, O Supreme Lord, you are the home of the traits of goodness or Sattva Guna. Brahma and other gods are your servants. Please do not be angry with them, O Lord, as they are not demons like us. You, the Supreme Lord, through the medium of your lovely incarnations, exhibit wondrous divine pastimes. Through those incarnations, not only do you secure the well-being and prosperity of the living beings in this world, but you also grant them supreme bliss. And listeners, here we see that Prahalada had already been saved, both in the worldly sense when his life was saved, and in the spiritual sense when the Lord placed his hand upon his head and blessed him with self-realization. But see what Prahalada does with these gifts. He uses his breath to 1. Praise the Supreme Lord before him, and 2. Pray for the Devatas. He is teaching us, he is epitomizing selfless prayer. Is it any wonder that such a devotee captured the heart of Bhagavan? Again, listeners, what is the use of oohing and eyeing about the words of this young child if we do not learn from them?
O Lord Narasimha, said Prahalada, now that the demon has been killed, please withdraw your anger. When scorpions, snakes, and other poisonous entities are killed, even saintly persons who strictly abide by the principle of non-violence or ahimsa, even such persons rejoice. And listeners, before moving on, this point of ahimsa is another important one of which we must take note. If a poisonous snake is on a killing spree, then it needs to be killed. Letting it live due to compassion or mercy will result in the death of many more living beings. Similarly, no one should pamper a mad dog. Such a mad dog should necessarily be put down. Death is actually equal to liberation for it. At such moments, even saints rejoice as the right treatment was given to it, said Prahalada.
In general, sages or saints strictly abide by the principle of non-violence. They condemn violence against animals, humans, or any living being. However, it is said that killing a violent animal or a violent human being who is torturing and mercilessly killing others in the society, killing such a one is acceptable. For example, poisonous snakes and scorpions sting anyone for no apparent reason, so killing them is approved. Similarly, hunting and killing wild animals that are causing great havoc to the ordinary citizens is also acceptable. When tigers turn into man-eaters, they need to be killed. Innocent animals, however, should never be killed. Hunting should not be considered to be a pastime or a sport done for leisure or pleasure. It should be done only in the instance of killing creatures which are causing harm to many others. Similarly, if a mosquito is in a room but not biting anyone, then we have no right to kill it. If, however, it does bite you, then you are justified in ending its life.
And if you ever wondered why Prahalada remained quiet when the Lord was mercilessly killing his father, the answer lies in the words you just heard. Prahalada was aware that his father was torturing many innocent, saintly persons. Because of this, he accepted the correctness of his father's life being cut short.
Prahlada continued to address the Lord, saying, "In order to dispel their fears, people will remember this auspicious form of yours, O Lord." And listeners, in these words, we learn a valuable tool for coping with day-to-day living. By eternally remembering Lord Narasimha, inner hidden fears are dispelled. Even poisonous snakes cannot harm persons who eternally remember this man-lion form of Lord Sri Hari.
O ever-victorious Lord, said Prahlada, O Lord who has never faced defeat, your face, which is made up of your ferocious tongue and mouth, large eyes that are comparable to the glowing sun, eyebrows that are knitted due to intense wrath, and your fiery sharp teeth, that face looks fearsome. O Supreme Lord, you are always so beautiful and enchanting to look at. Your appearance is always so pleasant and calm. Your face is as beautiful as a lotus. Why then do you retain this fearsome face which instills fear in everyone?
Your eyes, said Prahlada, your eyes which are like huge fireballs, your mouth that is as hollow as a large planet, your fiery blood-soaked mane, the garland of intestines which you have worn around your neck as if they are flower garlands, your tumultuous roar which causes herds of mighty elephants to tremble, your long, wide, sharp ears, and your long, blood-soaked nails with which you kill enemies. These do not create fear in me. Although your appearance is fearsome, I am not afraid.
O Lord, continued Prahlada, you are an epitome of compassion. You are filled with overflowing love towards the downtrodden. Because of the strength of my past bad karmas, I was born amidst cruel-hearted demons who mercilessly torture and kill others. I, who am born among these terrible demons, do not fear them. I fear only this repeated cycle of rebirths within which I have been revolving endlessly.
And listeners, what beautiful and moving words these words are. Yes, Prahlada has described fearsome features of Lord Narasimha's incarnation. But by saying that he is not afraid of that form, he is teaching us that the forms are just Maya. They are only an illusion. And no illusion can bring us harm when our mind is fixed on the Lord. The truth, the reality, the one single reality is beautiful, compassionate, calm, and peaceful. He is Paramatma, and he is the epitome of love. He is not the one we should fear. Instead, we should fear, as Prahlada implied, not knowing him, for this traps us in the cycle of birth and death.
When we chase worldly joys, if we attain them, they spark more desire, we want more. If we do not attain them, we either develop anger that we didn't get what we wanted, or we develop envy directed at those who have what we want. These, desire, anger, greed, they bind us to this cycle of birth and death. So focus the mind on the source of everlasting happiness, not fleeting worldly happiness. Focus the mind on God, on Guru. As Sri Krishna said in the final shloka of chapter 3 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanamatmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. Here, the Lord instructed Arjuna to, with the help of a determined intellect, gain control over the mind. He instructed him to perceive the presence of the indwelling witness to everything. In other words, perceive the soul within. Gain victory over lustful desire, that enemy which is difficult to conquer.
And listeners, while it may not always be easy to control what thoughts come into our mind, we should always remember the words shared by Pujya Sri Swamiji. He said, "A seeker may ask, how can I control my mind? Whenever I sit for dhyana or meditation, all types of thoughts start coming and my concentration is disturbed. This, said Pujya Sri Swamiji, is a typical question which will confront most seekers. But do not get agitated or frustrated. Thoughts, good as well as bad, will always exist as long as the mind exists. Thoughts are undoubtedly a stumbling block in the pursuit of bliss, in the discovery of your true nature. So what do? Well, in his infinite compassion, Sadguru Deva gives the answer. He says that through viveka or discrimination, we must try to understand that thoughts and the mind do not actually exist at all. They are like shadows which by themselves have no existence. It is our attention which gives them the power to exist. Just as the life of a tree is in the roots and not in its many branches and thousands of leaves, so too the root of the mind and its thoughts is the self. Try to concentrate on the self rather than on the mind. The mind and the thoughts, by constant practice, will gradually then wither and fade away.
Listeners, when our minds are purified, it becomes easier to focus on the self here referring to the supreme divinity within us all. And as you've heard repeatedly on Datta Arpanam, as you heard just earlier today, singing God's glories helps to purify the mind. So let us once again join together in this uplifting practice.
Govinda Gopala Bala Govinda Govinda Gopala Bala Govinda Ninninda Jagavella Ananda Ninninda Jagavella Ananda Govinda Gopala Bala Govinda Govinda Gopala Bala Govinda Ninninda Jagavella Ananda Ninninda Jagavella Ananda Govinda Gopala Bala Govinda ಬಲು ಚಂದ ನನ್ನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಬಲು ಮಂದ ನಿನ್ನಾಟ ಬಲು ಚಂದ ನನ್ನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಬಲು ಮಂದ ಆ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಹಣದ ಹಿಂದೆ ನನ್ನೋಟ ಅತಿ ಮೋಹದ ಕಾಟ ಹಣದ ಹಿಂದೆ ನನ್ನೋಟ ಅತಿ ಮೋಹದ ಕಾಟ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ 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 ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದ ನಾ ಹಿಡಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಹಿಡಿದು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದ ನಾ ಹಿಡಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಹಿಡಿದು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸೋ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ನನ್ನ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಇದು ನಿನ್ನ ಬಲುಗುಟ್ಟು, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ನನ್ನ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಇದು ನಿನ್ನ ಬಲುಗುಟ್ಟು, ಇದು ನಿನ್ನ ಬಲುಗುಟ್ಟು, ಇದು ನಿನ್ನ ಬಲುಗುಟ್ಟು. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ, ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಕಣ್ಣಿತ್ತು ನಾ ಕುರುಡ ಏನೇನು ನಾ ಕಾಣೆ, ಕಣ್ಣಿತ್ತು ನಾ ಕುರುಡ ಏನೇನು ನಾ ಕಾಣೆ. ಸಚಿದಾನಂದ ಕೃಷ್ಣಯ್ಯ ನಿನ್ನೋಡು ಬಲು ಆಸೆ, ಸಚಿದಾನಂದ ಕೃಷ್ಣಯ್ಯ ನಿನ್ನೋಡು ಬಲು ಆಸೆ. ಗೋವಿಂದ 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 ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ, ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ, ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ 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 ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ, ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ, ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಬಾಲ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಹೇ 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 ಹೈ ಹೈ ಹೋಯ್ ಹೈ ಹೈಲಸ್ಸ ಹೈಲೋ ಹೈಲಸ್ಸ. ಹೇ ಹೇ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ದತ್ತ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ, ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ದತ್ತ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ. ಹೇ ಹೇ ದತ್ತ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ, ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ಹನುಮ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ, ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ಹನುಮ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ. ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದತ್ತ, ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ದಿಸ್ ಹನುಮ, ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ಹನುಮ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ. भवसागर तार करना नाव चल पड़ी, भवसागर तार करना नाव चल पड़ी. भवसागर भवसागर तार करना नाव चल पड़ी, भवसागर तार करना नाव चल पड़ी. दत्त नाव चल पड़ी, दत्त नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी. सद्गुरु नाव चल पड़ी, गुरु नाव चल पड़ी, हनुमान नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी, हनुमान नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी. सत की नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी, सत की नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी. गुरु की नाव चल पड़ी, गुरु की नाव चल पड़ी. ಓಹೋ ನಾವು ಚಲ್ಪಡಿ ಹೈ ಹೈ ಲೆಸ್ ಓಹೋ ಹೇ ಹೇ ಲೆಸ್ಸ ಓಹೋ ಹೈ ಲೆಸ್ಸ शरण मिल गई गुरु की चरण मिल गई शरण मिल गई गुरु की चरण मिल गई ये शरण मिल गई गुरु की चरण मिल गई शरण मिल गई गुरु की चरण मिल गई सकल तीर्थ दर्शन से भाग्य खुल गई सकल तीर्थ दर्शन से भाग्य खुल गई मेरी भाग्य खुल गई मेरी भाग्य खुल गई सकल तीर्थ दर्शन से भाग्य खुल गई सकल तीर्थ दर्शन से भाग्य खुल गई मेरी भाग्य खुल गई मेरी भाग्य खुल गई नाव चल पड़ी दत्त नाव चल पड़ी गुरु नाव चल पड़ी हनुमान नाव चल पड़ी हे 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 राम राम हे राम 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 ओ राम 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 लस्सा लस्सा हे पाप मिट गई घोर पाप मिट गई पाप मिट गई घोर पाप मिट गई हे पाप मिट गई घोर पाप मिट गई पाप मिट गई घोर पाप मिट गई काम क्रोध लोभ मोह ताप मिट गई काम क्रोध लोभ मोह ताप मिट गई ये काम क्रोध लोभ मोह ताप मिट गई मोह ताप मिट गई काम क्रोध लोभ मोह ताप मिट गई मोह ताप मिट गई ये काम क्रोध लोभ मोह ताप मिट गई मोह ताप मिट गई ये मोह ताप मिट गई नाव चल पड़ी नाव चल पड़ी हे हे हाय लस्सा हे राम राम लस्सा ओहो हे हे प्रीत मिल गई गुरु की प्रीत मिल गई प्रीत मिल गई गुरु की प्रीत मिल गई ये है प्रीत मिल गई गुरु की प्रीत मिल गई प्रीत मिल गई गुरु की प्रीत मिल गई जन्म जन्म साधना पुण्य मिल गई मुझको पुण्य मिल गई हाँ जन्म जन्म साधना पुण्य मिल गई मुझको पुण्य मिल गई जन्म जन्म साधना पुण्य मिल गई मुझको पुण्य मिल गई जन्म जन्म साधना पुण्य मिल गई मुझको पुण्य मिल गई मुझको पुण्य मिल गई मुझको पुण्य मिल गई ये रामा नाव चल पड़ी नाव चल पड़ी दत्त नाव चल पड़ी राम 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 सीताराम ओहो सीताराम ओहो शांति मिल गई मन को शांति मिल गई 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 सच्चिदानंद पूर्ण शांति मिल गई पूर्ण शांति मिल गई सच्चिदानंद पूर्ण शांति मिल गई पूर्ण शांति मिल गई हे सच्चिदानंद पूर्ण शांति मिल गई मुझको शांति मिल गई सच्चिदानंद पूर्ण शांति मिल गई, पूर्ण शांति मिल गई, पूर्ण शांति मिल गई, पूर्ण शांति मिल गई। नाव चल पड़ी रतन, नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी रामा, नाव चल पड़ी, नाव चल पड़ी हनुमा, नाव चल पड़ी। भवसागर तार करण नाव चल पड़ी, दिस भवसागर तार करण नाव चल पड़ी, दत्त नाव चल पड़ी, दत्त नाव चल पड़ी। सत की नाव चल पड़ी, सत की नाव चल पड़ी, गुरु 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 की नाव चल पड़ी।
And on that divine note, we begin to wrap up today's episode of Datta Arpanam.
Pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadgurudeva, Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji and Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji and Sri Swamiji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, an extra special thank you is extended to you for sharing your Sunday morning with us.
Remember, if you would like to listen to today's offering again, the podcast will be uploaded to 103.1 FM's website by tomorrow evening. Simply visit www.103fm.tt, click on podcasts and scroll down to Datta Arpanam. Alternatively, you can also access the link via the Datta Arpanam Facebook page.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
In the meantime, once again, Happy New Year. May 2024 be a good year, an uplifting year, a happy year. Jai Guru Datta.
Happy New Year, everyone. Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta,
Jai 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 Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat